In the previous clipping, I spoke about the importance of Indian agriculture. In this, I shall be talking about the features of Indian agriculture. The first feature is that the Indian agriculture has low productivity. In spite of all the new measures which have been adopted, the Indian agricultural sector still produces very low. That is, the productivity per hectare is still very low compared to other countries of the world, though it has increased at a great margin from the earlier times. But still, there is a long way to go. The second feature of the Indian agriculture is that it has disguised unemployment. The disguised unemployment means the hidden unemployment. That is to say, at a place where just 2 people are required, there at least 8 or 9 people are employed. And it is generally because of the joint family systems in the rural areas, wherein the children, the grandchildren and so on keep on tilling the same land even though the number keeps on growing. So, this economic feature is there of the Indian agriculture, that it has hidden or disguised unemployment. The third feature of the Indian agriculture is its dependence on rainfall. The Indian farmer still keeps looking at the sky and keeps wondering when will it rain. It does not still have the irrigation facilities, and thus rainfall plays a havoc in their role. That is to say, if there is a good rainfall, good productivity. If there is a bad rainfall, then the productivity is hardly anything. So, the life of an Indian farmer keeps revolving on the monsoon. The next feature of the Indian agriculture is subsistence farming. Subsistence farming is that the Indian farmer still feels that his fields are meant to be providing the livelihood and the food crop to the family. So, that's their basic idea about agriculture. They feel that the field should be able to give them the required number, or rather the food grains of the required number in the family. Thus, this traditional or this subsistence farming which is there is thus an important feature of the Indian agriculture. The next, which is correlated to this subsistence farming, is traditional inputs. That is, the Indian farmer, due to many reasons, is not able to come out of the traditional inputs. The manures, the fertilizers, the other seeds and other things which the Indian farmer uses is all very traditional. They yet have not been able to come up to the standards of new outputs for financial and other reasons. The next feature of the Indian agriculture is that in India, the agricultural farms are generally small in nature and they are scattered also. That is, one farm is at one place and another piece of farm is at a very far off place. Thus, small land holdings and scattered land holdings, by this the Indian farmer is not able to get the kind of output it should from the land. The next feature of the Indian agriculture is landlord-tenant conflict. This means the landlord and the tenant in the farm. In India, most of the tilling is done by the tenant and the landlords are absentee landlords. That is, they keep sleeping. They are generally residing in the cities and the work is done by the tenant. And they try to extract as much as they can from the tenant. The tenant is forced to still till the land because he does not have the other required avenues. Thus, this conflict between the landlord and the tenant of extracting more and of his problem of still tilling the land is a continuous feature of Indian agriculture. The last feature of the Indian agriculture is that the Indian farmer still uses backward technology. The tractors and the threshers are nowhere in sight, but the Indian farmer relies more on the cattle power and the manpower.